After spending decades working in and around the marketing mix modeling industry, at various points in my career actually running the mix business at both Nielsen and IRI, it's become very clear to me that there's a significant need for both improved efficiency in analyzing mixed model output and transforming that analysis into a client deliverable that revitalizes insights that all too often have grown pretty stale over the years. And even more importantly, revitalizing insights that typically sidestep what should be the single most important question involved in making an investment in mixed modeling data to begin with, which is, to what extent have the learnings produced by this data been acted upon in the real world? Have our prior investments in mixed modeling been a bottom line asset, or have they proven to be little more than an overhead expense, a largely theoretical exercise? So with those challenges in mind, while doing independent consulting work in the mixed modeling area, I began a side project of chipping away at a cost-efficient mixed model assessment tool that's finally evolved to a state I'm ready to more broadly start to share out. It's called miXCELerator, and if you can give me just a few short minutes, I'll briefly topline it for you. miXCELerator was designed to specifically address the array of speed to insight, consultative expertise, insight to action, and cross-sectional learning soft spots that too often weaken deliverables within the increasingly competitive and price-pressured mixed modeling industry. Let's be clear on what miXCELerator is not. It is not a new marketing mix model. It is an automated, Excel-based tool for expediently analyzing, archiving, and retrieving data and insights from any combination of third-party marketing mix models. The tool's streamlined data load involves clients simply sending me Excel files of model output, and my pasting into my tool base revenue and at the granular tactical level 3 building block metrics: spend, execution, and incremental revenue. These are the 3 metrics from which all other marketing mix model measures are ultimately derived. Importantly, building the tool off of the foundation of these 3 universally available and additive metrics rather than statistical coefficients allows the importing of results from any combination of different mix vendors, and even the possibility of integrating best practice learning from non-mixed model sources such as MTAs or A/B tests. Once loaded, miXCELerator instantaneously produces all the basics of traditional mix modeling analyses, and it breathes new life into each model's insights by quantifying the net impact of historical spend mix changes on model period marketing ROI performance. In this screen capture, we see a best practice example where prior mixed model insights were in fact converted into improved bottom line performance. The brand's strong 35% growth in overall marketing ROI being the cumulative result of a plus 39% ROI positive change contribution from budget reallocations offsetting a minus 4% ROI decline that would have otherwise occurred had cross-tactic changes in marketing effectiveness per execution and cost per execution been the only factors in play. If users want to see what this chart looks like for a different model in a data set, be it a different country or a different time period or a different brand, well, that information is never more than a drop-down mouse click away. In this case, we see a sharp decline in marketing performance that traces primarily to ROI negative budget reallocation decisions. Now, it's possible that this marketing team did not yet have mixed model learning available to guide their prior budget allocations, in which case they can be congratulated for beginning to acquire the data needed to make better ROI-informed decisions in the future. However, if they did have mixed model learnings at their disposal but chose not to act upon it, it would be wise to explore the reasons why. Since information without action is overhead, the automated tool then gathers the insights needed to make specific ROI-focused recommendations and then simulate the bottom line impact of putting them into play. The next screen in the Central Learning Hub lets users explore thumbnail performance summaries for any tactic within any model in the dataset, revealing not only traditional tactic-specific performance metrics, but also each tactic's individual contribution to the overall marketing ROI trend. This television ad drove about a minus 1% decline in overall marketing ROI. Minus 0.4 points of that decline was due to reduced effectiveness and increased cost. But a larger, minus 0.6% ROI impact was the direct result of how aggressively the tactic was funded. As revealed in the thumbnail, the tactic's share of spend increased considerably despite it having an ROI that was 92% below the brand's average. Finally, all the underlying traditional tactic level metrics of spend, execution, effectiveness, cost, and ROI are laid out as well. Everything supported by auto-generated bullet points. At this point, the ROI enhancement storyline shifts from a historical assessment to forward planning. First discussing how an ROI-focused revenue growth fund could be sourced by moving a reasonable portion of spend away from marketing tactics that have a much higher percentage of spend than incremental revenue. The tool specifically identifies where the brand should consider spending just a bit less, as well as where it should consider spending just a bit more. And finally, computing the upside revenue potential of turning these marketing insights into marketplace action. By fully automating the analysis and bullet point rating, miXCELerator enables the quick turnaround of consistent, experience-guided learnings, and as an additional bonus, coaches less seasoned mixed analysts on consultative storytelling. All while providing them with easy, at-your-fingertips insights ranging from a single-screen executive summary to a 13-screen central learning hub, to granular tactic level detail for up to 100 individual marketing variables per model, access facilitated by easily understood sorting, filtering, and aggregating capabilities, and finally, a multi-screen cross-model summary of key results. Since miXCELerator is Excel-based, the tool and its compiled data will forever remain in clients' direct possession. It's not a WISP on a third-party mixed modeling vendor's cloud that will disappear if the client chooses to switch mixed vendors at some point in the future. Finally, at less than $30,000 for a full 100 model load and as low as $5,000 for a small load, it will increase bottom line return on marketing mix modeling investments at only a very small incremental cost. In summary, all of this and much, much more can be made available within as little as a few minutes of a new model's completion. Any major insight or granular data point at users' fingertips, sourced from as many as 100 individual mixed models, spanning any combination of model brands or geographies or time periods, regardless of which third-party vendors were used to build the models in the first place. And all of it can be made available at only a tiny fraction of a typical mixed modeling budget. Thanks so much for taking the time to view this highly condensed top-line material. If you have questions or if you'd like a demo of all of miXCELerator's automatic mixed model analysis and archiving capabilities, please contact me at the information above. I hope to hear from you soon and have a great rest of your day.